Tribe, how you going? There is never a quiet moment in Team Rubicon. So I was going to give you an update on some bits and pieces that have happened last week, but of course you'll probably all be aware that the situation in Mozambique is really worsened, and we've got a recce team on the way out today. Those of you that have been on the OLC course will have probably got a note saying if you're available for the recce. And then for the rest of you, just stand by for what may or may not come out of that. They're due to land into Maputo tomorrow. They're going to link up with a recce team from TRUSA, and they're going to insert into the Humanitarian Partnerships Cluster, which is running out of Maputo. It's the capital of Mozambique. Now, access is pretty relaxed at the moment, but the information coming out of that cluster is opaque. So we need to get the team there to find out what the need is and what we might or might not be able to do. Then Paul Taylor is going to build the op from the ground. So I'm going to forward load the authority to him to get there, find out what's happening, and then start calling it back. The recce pull, which we've been working towards for a while. So the idea is that him, Tim Breer, and Taron Anderson will fly out there. Paul will spend 10 days, 2 weeks with them building the op. He's then going to pull back, and then the IC of the op will become Tim and Taron down there. And then we're going to be able to understand what we're going to have to pull forward from all of you. Obviously, the OLC qualified amongst you. You're the first wave, the initial response, and then the international operator branch. You become appropriately available in the second wave. So depending on what comes, we don't know yet. But I'm just letting you know that's the score. It feels like there could be something big there, but we've been wrong in the past. So we're making no judgments on the size of the operation, but we can make some assumptions on what may or may not be needed there. The news is clearly saying that lots of communities cut off. We know that water is going to be a problem. We know that organisations can't get aid through to these cut-off communities, and we're damn sure that drones are going to be needed. Now, last mile logistics, water supply into remote communities, and drones, that's in our wheelhouse. So, I've got a feeling that's what's going to be coming. But I'm leaving that to the recce team to go and figure out. Because likewise, if Paul, Tim and Taron phone me in 2 days' time and say, look, there's not an op here, the place is flooded, as in flooded with agencies, we're just not needed. We live by our principles and we don't go for the sake of it. So we pull the recce back and we just say, nah, good to go. So I'll keep you informed through that. Keep looking at Slack, monitor your emails, because what there also might be is if we do scale a deployment, is we're short on hands in Chilmark at the moment. We might put out a request to see who of you would be available to come and work with us in Chilmark for a period of days or weeks. We don't want all of you turning up because there isn't enough space. So it'll be the same as a request for an op. We'll put out this is what's needed, who's available for these periods of time, and then we'll call forward which one of you are available. So what I'm really hoping is that we get a huge grey shirt involvement in whatever comes. And it's great to see that the likely IC of the op will be Tim Breer, a grey shirt. So that's all good news from my point of view, and I hope it is from you. As always, when I'm sending people downrange, it's mixed emotions, because I'm intensely proud to be part of an organisation. I'm intensely proud of all of you, and to watch those three going down range, it makes me feel 10 feet tall, and I love this organisation for it. But we're putting people in harm's way. We are sending a team out into complete uncertainty. All we know is that they've got some accommodation in Maputo, but we don't know about vehicles. We don't know what the op's going to be. We don't know where they're going to end up, and that's incredible. But we shouldn't take it for granted. That is running towards gunfire, and it's hoofing, but it comes with the whole safeguarding concern. And Tim and Taron, especially as the volunteers, thank you so much for living by our principles. Living by the values of this place and putting your hands up to walk towards the bother. Paul Taylor is bother now; he just loves it. So, but I keep extending my thanks to him. That guy is ever present and incredible. And the same will go to all of you as and when you get involved in this or not. But take pride in this organisation of ours that has these people that are willing to do these incredible things on the behalf of complete strangers on the other side of the world. It's mega. It is absolutely mega. So that's Mozambique. I'll keep you posted on that team. Last week we had an international ops course running, and I did the video on the Friday before it finished, and I posted the video on the Monday. But I've got to say thanks to the team that ran that international ops course, especially Norrie, who was the IC. It was just Excellent. The training product is just going up and up and up and up to the point now where we really do think we can start trying to sell this to other people. It was excellent. Incredible feedback, great students. Some need to come back and have another go at it because they weren't quite ready. That's also a positive thing because in the past it's probably just been in attendance. Actually now we're having two-way conversation with the grey shirts saying, do you think you're in the right place? We think you need to do a bit of this. Excellent. Norrie and the whole team that ran that weekend or that long week, thank you so much. It's excellent. And I must mention in particular as well, Sam from the Mission Hub and Nicola from the Mission Hub, who worked round the clock, rewriting the training programs and the scenarios to make sure it is absolutely mustard. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much. We've got a team downrange in Somerset. If it was Mozambique or Somerset, I don't know which one's more risky. Down in West-Supermare, on the DIY SOS site, helping out a family there, rebuilding a home. That's going to be a rotation of 4. Those of you that are seeing Facebook, you'll see Shane, Steph, Brad is the first, and Rich McSweeney and Norrie down there in their red vests, doing great stuff for us. Like, what absolute mega advocates of Team Rubicon that lot are. And it's great, and who knows where DIY SOS might take us, well, let's wait and see. But it's wicked to see. And that rotation's obviously going to go through over the next few weeks. Spent a lot of time last Friday with the executive going through the UK mission. And I've got a meeting with the Grey Shirt Advisory Panel on the 4th of April, where I want to present our findings to them on the UK mission, get their buy-in, and then start trying to see how we can roll it out. There's no one-size-fits-all to this. There's no silver bullet. So looking at how we might be able to take a portfolio approach to our UK mission, region by region, and start getting those region administrators spinning it up. But I need to give it to them first, so they've got time to feed back into me, and then we'll put it out to all of you. But that is moving, and actually, until Mozambique happened yesterday, the priority of my thought was around the UK mission. There's a lot of things going on in the Environment Agency around water security, and so my head is fully in the UK mission right now. Stand fast, obviously, Mozambique going on as we speak. In the same respect, you've heard me talk about DRC and Sierra Leone. We're still working to build those programs. They're complex environments, so things don't happen quickly. But we are potentially looking at a first operation in the DRC to install a bridge, which will give us access both physically and politically to the 2 key projects we want to do, which are an off-grid solar farm in a remote community and the rehabilitation of a hospital. An immense amount of planning has to go into operating the DRC, so we're not rushing that, and there is things we have to do, and this bridge up will likely be the first. I don't foresee that being a huge grey shirt deployment. I see that being a bit of cash for works and a few grey shirts going to oversee it, so we start to give grey shirts some experience of DRC, who may then become the project ICs on the further operations, but we will keep you informed on that. Sierra Leone, I'm trying to chase down the head of the Department for Disaster Management, because I'm due to be on holiday in Botswana in 2 weeks. We've also got Mozambique going on, so I may leave holiday and go see the team downrange there, and then on the way back get to Sierra Leone to see the Department of Disaster Management and push this program forward. What we'd like to do is start off with water purification, train and equip into the IDP camps around Freetown. So every year when it floods, everyone goes to these IDP camps. But also then working up to a train and equip communications package for the department across province. So using our Inmarsat kit to train them on C2 basically. So those 2 are still pushing. Of course, in that program of deliberate work, which is so important to our tempo and your operational tempo as the grey shirts, Mozambique's just been smashed. And if we do a response there, it's likely we can build a program out of there as well. And the direct task I've given to Paul is to build the response. The implied task is to look at building the long-term program of recovery. And on that note, we've got the International Programs Director, the Operations Program Director, due to start with us next week. Chap called Ben Lampard got it. I'm really excited. Grey shirt. He's been around for about 6 months in the base, but he's got a wicked amount of experience. Served 18 odd years in the army, and then went to be the MD of Saab in Kenya. So he's got really great experience in the African continent and what that means. He worked coast to coast there. Obviously, with so much of our deliberate focus coming into that continent, he's going to be a real asset. He also brings a tremendous amount of experience in thematic planning. Those of you who've seen me talk on courses recently have heard me talk about being able to plan and execute sequentially along two thematic lines, being deliberate resilience operations and response, meaning we can do them in multiple geographies at the same time. I won't go into a huge doctrine thing here, because I'm not an expert in doctrine either. This is my version of it, and I've been doing some more military reading now than I ever did actually when I was in the Marines. But Ben brings that experience, and it's really great that he's going to be starting us on Monday, and actually he's landing into a hot LS because we'll probably be spinning up a response at the same time. So he's going to get a full-blown fire hydrant in the face. But to those of you that applied and weren't successful, that's just this time. His set of experiences were quite unique for what we're looking for, and he really delivered across 2 tough selection days. There is going to be more opportunity in TR. So if you submitted a CV and didn't get pulled forward, then you should have got my feedback, and I'm happy to come and meet you for coffee to talk it through more. I will always give my time to the grey shirts, but this place is changing all the time. So as you'll see, opportunities do come. So please don't be disheartened by that. And then just a last bit to keep you informed of what's going on. We're doing a drinks reception next Wednesday up at the Cavern Guards Club. The wicked Bag Simmons, who was actually Chav Cav, but he's somehow allowed to get us into the Cavern Guards Club. He's pulled a blinder and he's got us a room up on the top floor there. So we're doing an evening for 80 high net worth individuals. We were looking for 20, and we were like, okay, we just want 20 really solid, good prospects, high net worth individuals. And we got inundated. This place is so cool that people just want to come to it. And now's the time to start really working that. So we've got a room packed. All the trustees are coming. We've got a really good development team now ready to leverage that. So that's really positive news for the next period of funding to fund all these operations that we want to do. So that's it for the time being. I'll keep you informed as things develop in Mozambique, because I know you'll all be focused on that, and I know a lot of you want to get on that. And we will do everything we can to build an op there. Not because we just want to get you out the door, but because there's a lot of need there. There's a lot of people in dire straits. Mozambique's actually a place really close to my heart, because I got engaged there just last year in August. So to see the pictures of it now, just the absolute devastation is really hard. So we're going to do everything we can to build an op there, because those people really need it. Whenever we do these ops, what's a really great way for you to help us without even doing anything is to share the social media posts that you'll see coming out. We will launch a crowdfunder at some point, but we don't think we'll do it until the recce team's on the ground and we know what we need to fund for. Because what we did last time, we had a massive ground rush, thanks to all of you, but then we couldn't keep the information going to make most of the momentum. So we're going to make sure we launch it at a time when we know we can feed the beast. So look, if you're seeing things coming out of our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc., please share it. I know it's just a share and that's all it is, but actually spreading that reach is really important, because we don't know who sees yours, and media companies are often trawling open source things on Facebook and then reaching out. And we got a few television interviews last time because of something they saw on Facebook. So that would be a great way to help us get things off the ground. This is always the exciting time as we're getting things spinning up. I will keep you informed. I just love this organisation, and I love all of you for being part of it. Right, speak to you all soon, tribe. Cheers.